Welcome into the Voice of College Football. I want to tell you that Ryan Day is not, he is not, should never be the coach of Ohio State, ever again. He is John Cooper. Jaden Fielding should never kick a ball for Ohio State ever again. Chip Kelly should never be allowed to call another play for Ohio State ever again. I'm JR. This is Mike, and we are here to break down the loss of Ohio State 13-10 to the team up north. They did not cheat this game, but boy, did they beat Ohio State's ass.
Big facts, man. They definitely took care of business, and yeah, there's no excuses for Ryan Day. There's no excuses for the players. There's none of that, man. We're not even trying to hear it, any of it, man. It is what it is, and it shouldn't have happened.
Yep. Normally during the game, I try to get some semblance of what was going on in the game and try to figure out how we're going to lead the show. I don't really think that's possible in this one. I wasn't able to do that. So for this one, it's probably just going to be a big long gripe sesh between me and Mike. Mike, let's start with the fourth quarter. I'm going to read you some stats of Ohio State in the fourth quarter, and then I want your reaction. 0 points, 10 total yards, 9 total rushing yards, 1 passing yard in the entire fourth quarter. 1 passing yard. 2 penalties for 19 yards, 0 for 2 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down, a total of 7 plays. Ohio State ran 7 plays. The team up north ran 22 plays. Ohio State averaged 1.4 yards per play, and they had 1 point punt for 41 yards in this game. Mike, what's your reaction to the fourth quarter stats?
Atrocious, man. It was, where was the fight? A lot of these guys did a lot of talking, man, and I didn't see no fight from the offense. I saw a little bit from the defense, but the offensive play calling, we could talk about the fourth quarter, but it was atrocious all game, and it led to it. And to be honest, I just felt like the players probably, was looking at that and like, this don't look right. I have almost, no words for this, bro. Like, those stats are terrible in the fourth quarter. And what were we talked about, especially me, I talked about from the beginning of the season, I was worried about, certain things with Will Howard, man, and it showed up his inability to make the right decisions. Also, I felt like, hey, Ryan Day, you know exactly what this team is doing, right? When the one time we did get the ball, it's 4th and 1. It's 4th and 1. Now, your defense has been stopping them. The only touchdown that they gave up, we might as well call it a Will Howard pick six, right?
Yep.
Or whatever. But your defense has been holding them to field goals or whatever. Go for it on 4th and 1. I think that could have helped the team, the offense. Like I said, they were playing with no juice. It could have helped them a little bit, but Ryan Day, again, being passive. And, I blame Chip Kelly for the play calling, but in that situation in the fourth quarter, that should have been a Ryan Day call to say, let's go ahead and punt this football. I mean, go for it instead of punt.
Yeah, I mean, if everything Ryan Day was doing on field position and not going for a fourth down, if it's a normal football game, I get it, right? You trust your defense, you play hard. I get that you play the field position battle. I get it. The thing that Ryan Day does not understand is that this game is different. Sharon Moore gets it. He gets that this game is different. He goes in there and he does you have been the head coach at Ohio State for 5 years now, and you don't get this game is different. He calls it the same as every other game. And then you have your field goal kicker miss 2 field goals. I as much as I want to blame Ryan Day, and trust me, I also blame Jaden Fielding because he can't make a 30-yard field goal to save his life. I mean, how many games are we going to have to lose because of Jaden Fielding at this point? We lost against Georgia because of him. We lose this year
to the
team up north because, it's maddening.
I feel you. Yeah, Georgia was Noah Ruggles, but when you're talking about special
Well,
teams,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
How the reason why I blame the whole Noah Ruggles thing or whatever is what pressure did he have to go under while kicking field goals in practice or whatever? Nothing. Noah Ruggles wasn't even part of the team until fall camp, right? Also,
Hmm.
what pressure do we put Jaden Fielden under? I remember Urban in the spring games standing next to the kickers and stuff, right? Making them feel some type of nerves. Why? Because they got nervous when Urban was standing there. But they were able to fight through those nerves and kick the field goals. And does Ryan Day do any of that? Do we have anything for these guys to fight nerves or anything? I mean, I just feel like we don't put the game in the playmakers' hands. That was one thing that Urban Meyer and Jim Tressel in this game was huge on, was getting the playmakers the ball and allowing them to make plays. And you just got guys who we're counting on who aren't really playmakers. You know, they're serviceable, but they're not really playmakers, and we're asking them to win this game for us, man. There's no words. And I mean, to be honest, like we talked about Will Johnson not being out there. I mean, they had other guys who aren't out there. They lost all of the talent that they lost, right? I mean, on offense and defense.
They're bringing in guys from the transfer portal. It's their very first year there, and they got more juice than some of the guys who have been at Ohio State for 4 consecutive years. You have lost to the team up north for 4 consecutive years. You got Quinshawn Judkins, brand new for Ohio State this season. He's got more juice than anybody on the offensive line. Jeremiah Smith, very first year at Ohio State, he's got more juice than anybody on the offense anywhere. Like, where was any of the juice? You saw the secondary for the team up north. They had more juice than your guys. These are guys that came in. They're 1-year rentals. They are not supposed to get the game. Like, and you got, like, I give all the credit in the world to Jack Sawyer. Like, he tried to make a play. He tried to get that interception, and he did. Like, there was so much that the defense was doing. I don't even put this on the defense. Like, the guys that came back
No,
on
I don't
defense,
put it on
I
the
don't put
defense.
this on them at all. I don't put this on JT. I don't put this on Tyleek. I don't put this on Jack. I don't put this on Lathan. Like, those guys were playing out of their minds to try and stop. And because of one 20-yard run that Khalil Mullins has, it's all over because Will
Yep.
Howard can't throw a ball to a receiver on the team. 2 interceptions. Like, Will Howard, dude, you screwed up. You're talking about you want to win this game for the seniors. You lost it for the seniors, dude. Will Howard, it's your fault. It's Ryan Day's fault. Chip Kelly's fault. Jane Fielding's fault. Everybody who had an offense, a hand in the offense this game, it's your fault.
This is why you go get a quarterback who can consistently throw the ball downfield, man. And there was a couple times, you know, there was one. G. Scott was basically streaking open down the middle
Yep.
of the field, and
Yep.
all he had to do, you could have just thrown it inside and let him curve in and get the ball or whatever, right? Because he was
Yep.
that open, and we didn't take that shot. And these were the things that I have been talking about week in, week out. The vertical passing game. Why is it not there? Why don't we take those shots? And I felt like, especially against their secondary, I felt like we had that opportunity. But no, we were trying to use the run game to open up the pass game for some reason. When we started off the game, and the pass game was wide open. And it was wide open all game. I put out a video last preseason or whatever, questioning Ryan Day's ability of evaluating elite quarterbacks. And here's another one. Last year, 2 interceptions, seals the game. This year, 2 interceptions, seals the game, man. And we just can't push the ball downfield. That was weird, bro. Like, we're trying to force runs into the strength of their defense. I thought, like, okay, if we're going to run the ball, we'll at least try to tire out the D tackles, making them go sideline to sideline, right? We didn't even do that much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't. There's no excuses for Ryan Day. There's no excuses for Chip Kelly. You have team up north periods where your scouts and everybody should have been looking and you should have had done those. They were talking about it in Big Noon Kickoff where Urban Meyer was showing his sheet from 2017 and showing this period. We have the team up north period, right? I mean, that was every week. Every week you're seeing this team up north period, and everybody's sitting there. They was like, oh, that looks like a short window. Well, that short window of that 8 minutes that Urban Meyer was talking about led him to 7-0. Like, my whole question is the preparation in the offseason, the preparation during the week. What the hell is going on in the Woody, bruh? What is going on to get ready for this game? What is going on with our coach is so passive in this game when this is the most aggressive fucking game on the planet Earth, no matter what fucking sport?
Yep.
You cannot be passive going into this game. So, I mean, and that's what we saw from the offense. The offensive play calling looked passive, everything. And I mean, you know, a lot of people were saying that Will Howard coming in the season was like JT Barrett and stuff like that. But no JT Barrett, bruh. Running the ball, he didn't look like a JT Barrett. He's bracing for contact instead of initiating the contact. And that's how you get spun around, because you're bracing for contact. No, if you initiate the contact, that's why JT fell forward all the time, because he initiated the contact. Nobody initiated contact on him. So, I mean, this is a whole mentality. You want to go get those certain guys. You know what I'm saying? No, go give me the guys that's built like the Caleb Downs. Go give me the guys that's built like the Arvell Reeses. Go get me the guys that's built like Quinshon Judkins. You keep saying you want the guys from the good households and suburban and all of this shit. Fuck that. Give me the damn dogs. That's what's missing on this team. Bring out the dogs. Because why did Quinshon Judkins look like the only one with fire on the offense?
JJ too. I felt like JJ had fire.
True. Yeah, JJ. But the dogs.
But dogs. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. The offensive line looked like they were just content with getting shoved around out there. And I mean, I know we're on the 5th version of the offensive line, but I thought losing your leader, losing your center, Seth McLaughlin, I thought there would be some juice in wanting to win this game for him. I thought there would be some juice from Donovan Jackson wanting to maul somebody, push somebody out of the way. I thought there'd be something like that, but there's not. There's not. This is not a team that is led to have any juice. That we had fake juice against Penn State. We had fake juice against Indiana. That's all well and good, but when your back's up against the wall and it's time to actually have it, they don't have it. They don't have it in the most important game of the year. Congrats, you beat Indiana. Nobody's going to remember it a year from now. Nobody's going to remember it tomorrow. Who cares? Who cares if you beat some team like that? At the end of the day, you lost the most important game of the year, and I don't even want to hear about that. Oh, they still have a chance at the playoffs. Take us out of the playoffs at this point. This team does not. You don't put a game out there like that and deserve to play for anything. I mean, like Ryan Day might win a first-round game in the playoffs. Definitely. I mean, what, 6, 7 seed at this point? If we're lucky. I mean, he's not. He's
Folks
not winning anything.
Fire Jim Knowles. I can't subscribe to this Fire Jim Knowles.
Jim Knowles was fine, guys.
Jim Knowles held them. Like I said, like I count that one touchdown that they got as a pick 6.
Yeah.
You put him in on the 5-yard line. Well, you put him right there. So yeah, that's a pick 6. Other than that, how is the defense bad? I mean, I understand. Yes, you can get more 3 and outs, but what did they do? They held them to 3 points multiple times, man. And there's no excuse, man. You know, I was saying it was the sign stealing. That played a little bit of part of it, man. What this is this is a straight passive aggressive coach. This is New Hampshire style football. This does not embody Ohio. The team can't get their own juice. And I mean, where was the leaders? I mean, my whole thing is you get these captains. Where's the leaders on the offensive side? Why is this team not fired up for this game? There was multiple times where it's just matchups 1-on-1. And we failed that. That's a mentality thing.
Yeah, I get people are mad at the defense because they gave up 13 points, I guess. But
They
like,
didn't give up
guys,
13.
right? I mean, yeah, they gave up 13 points.
They gave
But
up
through three,
6.
right? Through 3 quarters, Ohio State's offense had 52 plays. The team up north's offense had 36 plays. I mean, that's getting off the field. That's not being on the field. That is getting off the field, giving your offense the ball, giving them opportunities. Ohio State through 3 quarters had the same amount of points, obviously, as the team up north. And like I said, in the fourth quarter of this game, Ohio State runs 7 plays, 3 and out, and then they come out. They don't even get more than a yard in that final drive where you're going to try to get Jaden Fielding a field goal, which, like, who knows if that would even happen. You can't even kick 30-yard field goals, but still, you get in that situation. Ohio State has 7 offensive plays. The team up north had 22 plays in the fourth quarter. You're not even putting your team in position, so your defense in position to be able to get off the field. When you get off the field right away, like, imagine how tired those guys are. Imagine how deep into his bag Jim Knowles trying to get. Like,
Exactly.
I get the thing is to fire Jim Knowles. I get it, guys, but Chip Kelly screwed this up. Ryan Day screwed
We
this
had
up.
2 picks.
Will Howard screwed this up. Yeah, I mean,
Caleb Downs had a pick. Jack Sawyer stopped there from getting a touchdown and 3 points with a pick.
Yeah.
They put the offense in position to take this game over multiple times, and we failed.
Yeah.
Flat out. There's no excuses. There's no shoulda, woulda, coulda. None of that. Flat out. We failed. This ain't on Jim Knowles. This ain't on the defense. I don't blame none of the defensive players or whatever. The offense was given multiple chances. This is what happens when you try to push a run game into the strength of their defense for no fucking reason. Excuse my French on this platform, but that's the truth. You do not try to run into the teeth of their defense, the strength of their defense. And guess what happened every time we did it? 1 yard or 2 yards. If that. Every time.
36 rushing yards in the first half. 36 rushing yards in the first half. It's just it is completely unacceptable that the offense would even try to say they even practiced this week, that they even tried to put anything together this week. The only people on offense that did anything was Quinshawn Judkins, was fighting off tacklers the moment he touched the ball every single time, and Jeremiah Smith was running every single route he could in the playbook trying to get the ball from Will Howard. But if he was more than 10 yards down the field, Will Howard wasn't throwing. I guess more than 15 yards down the field, Will Howard wasn't throwing it to him because Will Howard can't throw the deep ball. What were we gonna say?
You're right.
Yeah.
But this is my thing. They had bracket coverage over Jeremiah.
Yep.
Multiple times in that game. Same thing that they did to Marv. Right? And we couldn't do nothing against that. We're taking 2 of their DBs out of the play, and we have nothing. Again, I said I felt like the mesh concepts would have been something in this game. We barely saw that. And then the one time we do, you do it with the tight end. I did not understand this play calling this whole entire game. It was a scared play calling. It was pathetic. And I just remember, even when we had a gunslinger in Dwayne Haskins, when they wanted to play everything over the top and stop that, we had you. Why weren't we using the JJ on the mesh since they're taking away on the downfield? There's mismatches. We had mismatches all over the field, and we did not use it. Again, no excuses. Ryan Day wanted to hang his hat on the sign stealing, all of this stuff. No, bruh. You just don't got it. You just don't embody Ohio football. You don't embody the blue collar workers. Midwest is dirty, grimy football. It's grimy.
Yep.
You can't bring passiveness into Ohio State. That is not what Ohio State embodies. That's not what Ohio State accepts. That's never going to be Ohio State. The passive shit. It has to go. And if it has to be the coach to go with it, so damn be it. 4 in a row? The first one, okay, They caught us slipping. The second one, shame on us. The third one, that was bullshit. The fourth one, you gotta go, man. You gotta go, man. And here's the sad part is like, I mean, I see people were saying like Urban or else, and I mean, I feel that, but I hope that Urban has to have that fire in him again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
That's my thing about it, because Urban also got stagnant with his coaches. That's what had our linebacker room falling off, had our DB room falling off, like had a lot of things falling off because of the coaches, the assistant coaches that he was just content with. I don't know where we go with at head coach, man. There has to be something. I thought that, hey, bring in Tressel, in or something, or maybe Day needs to see a therapist. That might be the thing. You know how they talked about Taraja Mitchell or some other guys, they had to go see specialists, because it wasn't clicking for them in big games, or they would get game time anxiety and stuff like that. I think all of our damn coaches need to go see a damn therapist because they got game time anxiety.
Yeah,
all of them, maybe except no shit. No, go drink your whiskey and hit your cigar. You're good with me.
At this point, I'm good with Knowles. I'm good with Coach Locke. I'm good with Brian Hartline, and that's about it. I mean, that's about it. Like, Justin Fry, you can go. I know you're on your fifth version of the offensive line, but you can't get your guys excited for this game. They're never gonna get excited. They're Penn State Warriors. Congratulations. That's all you are. Larry Johnson, you can't get your guys out there. Like, I guess I can't say too much about the defense. Like I said, they played fine, but I mean, at this point, like, I don't know where Ohio State goes from here. We'll try to get excited about the playoffs, and we'll try to, think through how can they beat this team and that team. But the fact is, even if Ohio State wins a national championship, it's going to feel hollow this season.
Yep.
I don't think they are. I can't imagine any way they do. But even if they do, it's going to feel hollow, and it's going to feel like Ryan Day needs to leave. I think this is the only situation ever where a coach can win a national championship and the fans will still want him gone.
Yeah, he could have did it in 2022, and then we'd have rallied around that. You know what I'm saying? But now, 4 in a row. I mean, there is nothing to be said. I mean, even Buckeye fans, like, we would talk our stuff. Yeah, y'all still had Stallions. Y'all had Stallions database. That's not even it. I can't even say that for any of the games ever. I don't even care about what the NCAA puts out on them. Screw it. That's not what's happening at Ohio State in the game, bruh. That is not what's happening. You're forcing things that doesn't go right. Here's my biggest thing, and I keep saying about Ryan Day, and it keeps popping up. Why do we continue to go away from things that work?
Yep.
Why do we continue to go away from things that work? It makes no sense. We were cooking on offense, but we stall ourselves off with BS running game or whatever. I also felt like, I was wrong last week. I said that, hey, I thought that, Trey could probably play in his game, be behind his pads, but I can't even blame him, man. Tegra has been a liability, and going up against these two guys, bruh, it showed how bad and how unprepared he was. And just when you having these injuries on the offensive line, man, I don't think that there's any way that we could have fixed that, bruh. Like, Tegra has just not looked good in any game this season. Even in our cupcake games, he didn't look too well. And Hinsman with a couple of snap issues. I just felt like it was too much on his plate in this game and not enough, reps at center this season. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
How many points does Ryan Day have in the second half now? 0 points again in the second half in this game. Did he score any in the second half last year? I think he had maybe a touchdown.
Let
Or
me
no,
see.
2022. Sorry, I think they had 20 points in 2022. I think he got a touchdown. 2021. I mean, this was the most talented team you had.
We
This
had a
was the
field goal in the fourth quarter
last
in
year.
2022.
What do we have in 2023?
I will pull that
Sorry.
up. In 2023, we scored a touchdown in the third, a touchdown in the fourth. So Kyle McCord actually did better. Kyle McCord did
Kyle
better.
McCord's better than Will Howard. You heard it here first. Dude can actually throw a ball. I mean,
And you know, I thought like, hey, Will Howard being able to extend the plays, being able to be mobile in the pocket and things like that is what was going to help us. You know, everybody was talking about his legs. Ryan Day was talking about the experience. Will Howard was on stage talking about, I've seen every defense and all of this stuff. What was that? What was that? I mean, when you get two guys who, I mean, I don't understand that. I can't make no excuses for Will Howard and the interceptions. I don't. I'm at a loss for words with this, bro. Like, this makes no sense.